Hello, hello, hello. I am back to do some more work. I'm actually getting ready to do some actual Unity once again. Um, so I started a couple weeks ago trying to do some Unity, and create a supplemental script to fill only missing drafted by values. Create a new Python script that queries your MongoDB for players with null drafted by scrapers. PFR. Draft history for those specific years. Updates only the missing drafted by fields in the database. What's the first solution? Option 1. Create a new I guess option 2. I want the Python script to be first and scrape to pick up missing pieces. It is quite a bit slower. Create it as a separate function so that we can test it on the existing data before we implement add it to the process. Okay, so what I've been doing is trying to just kind of massage data. It's been kind of a long road in getting everything to come together. I did notice a couple of issues. One was kind of important. My games played data was not valid. It was coming from the NFL Python library, but because 2009's data is a little wonky, it was actually pulling based on participation in weekly data, but as a result, a lot of players had 17 weeks of data, which is silly because there was only 16 games in the season back then. But because of the bye, they would say, hey, they were on the roster for 17 weeks. And it's like, no, that's not right. I need them to be. I need to show 16. And then there was players that were getting like weird numbers, like they'd just be off. Python library was just all screwed up for games played. So I implemented a scraper that would actually. I had to purchase a what do you call it? A Pro Football Reference stats access login. And in doing so, it gave me a little bit more control over scraping. I mean, it lets you scrape more because Pro Football Reference kind of blocks it if you're not logged in. I don't know how they do it, but they do. And then once you're logged in, it's like, okay, it gives you a little bit more room. So I was able to scrape and get all the games played. Turns out, though, I also have 27 players that are getting a not drafted by. Now, not all players are drafted. Obviously, there's some undrafted. I have a lot more than that. There's like 100 some players that are undrafted. But I have a fallback logic that says go if they're undrafted, go to the first team that they were picked by, the first team they played for, and get that, and make that the drafted by. And I really need the drafted by. It's kind of important for this game, the way I'm setting up, the way my players are set up. So I had that working. It was pretty good, but I still have 27 players that were in the Python library coming back as not drafted, or there was no drafted by. Now, I don't know that the scraper is going to be able to figure out what team a player started with. I don't know how that works. I would have to go look at a player who's drafted by is, who their draft number is missing. Now, I don't know how many it's going to fix, so I decided to go through and I asked if this, I realized that the Pro Football Reference does have draft information. You can see here. You got, this guy was drafted 220th, round 7. So he was drafted correctly. Now, not everybody, though, unfortunately, not everybody's going to have a drafted by. And I don't know who here is undrafted, so I basically would be guessing if any of these guys are undrafted. 7th round, 239. So yeah, I'm basically just clicking to see if any of these guys are undrafted. 3rd round, 100th. See, and considering how many players are actually undrafted, it's really hard to know. Let's see if there's that. These are player debuts. See, that debut don't help me any. I need to know when they debuted. Huh. Yeah, that's a tough one. So I don't know how it would find it because I don't know how I would find it. I would need to find all the undrafted players. Let's see if there's anything fantasy players, defense, weeks, and deaths. Deaths? Holy moly! Debuts. Team defense. What if I click on debuts? Oh, that's awards. 2009 player debuts. Yeah, see, I don't know. I'd have to. These are. Okay, so that's not going to help me. Because these guys all debuted in that year. But how do I know? I mean, some of these guys may have debuted in other years. So I would need to find an undrafted player that debuted in a previous season. It's kind of interesting, though. It got like 2009 player. Oh, okay. So these guys all debuted in 2009, but position. Oh, and then they played all the way to these years. Ugh. Let's see here. Let's see what this comes up with. So, all right. So what I was doing here is I was doing a skill breakdown. What this is, let's see. Oh, help it. Okay, so I created this MongoDB script. What this one does is it checks all my drafted buys and checks to see if I could actually make an entire team out of the drafted buy. Now, that's what I would like to do for the start of every game. Every player's first team is a team made up fully of drafted buys. Essentially, an entire team made up of one race or one faction. We'll call them factions. One faction of characters. Now, it says Arizona here and Cardinals, Minnesota. That's not their name of the team. But if that team was that, and I don't remember who these guys are, like Denver's the Be Born Scorned. If they were one of these teams, could I make an entire team out of them? Very few of these players, or very few of these teams can actually make up an entire team. You can see none of them can do it. But I was wondering if maybe I could get those 27 players in there. I might be able to push a couple of them over. I only need 8 teams to start. Honestly, though, I'm going to have a lot more teams than that in the game when it actually deploys or when I actually release it. I'm hoping to have like 15 seasons, and so it'll be easy to make a team, I hope, out of every team. Every team will have somebody, I hope. It might be challenging, but I'm not that sure, really. I mean, San Diego has -5. Tampa Bay has -7. But overall, Detroit, a couple of them have -7. I don't. Oh, look at that, Houston. Oh, Houston's so bad. Yeah, -11. They may it may be really hard to get a teammate out of them. Now, 8 teams, however, qualify under this one. So if I run this guy, 8 teams will require will function here. Let's go and run this again. We'll go back to the results. Oh. Okay, so for teams, I have 8 teams that actually qualify, or 6 teams. Now I need 8, but New England and New Orleans are really close. I might be able to makeshift something pretty quick. And again, if those, well, the 27 players won't help me because those are undrafted or drafted buys, not teams. This is all the players in the league. So I don't know how some of these teams are actually short. It's just because they don't meet the required positions. And I think I can adjust the required positions. There's no reason why I can't. They all have enough players at every position that I would just have less players at some positions. Like if a team is short a CB, there's plenty of safeties or linebackers they can get. So I can fill them in that way. I can have them go that way and pick them up. The only tricky one is not all teams have enough elites. I like to give each team at least 2 elite players. And as you can see, a lot of them are missing the elite players that they need. Like even the one of the required ones, Tampa Bay doesn't have any elites, have enough elites. Either does Buffalo. This is just the highest end skilled players. But I'm not going to worry too much about the elites in the event that we're trying to, because I'm trying to get this. If I do decide to do one that's all of one team, which is already a scrambled faction team, because you're going to have players from all the different factions or a bunch of different factions. Oh, excuse me. Jeez. It's still trying to figure out how to get this running. Keeps failing. Let me give it some information. Oh. What's it trying to do? Can you not just use the same connection process that the current create system? Wait, could not match drafted player Ahmad Brooks. Huh? How can I say could not match him, but then it matches him? Use the same process that allows you to connect in the gameplay scraping. Using a phone driver and my login information stored. It always tries to do its own thing, and then it doesn't. Of course, it gets it wrong because it's trying to do its own thing. It doesn't. It's like, just use the same process I already have. So it looks like it's got information. It's interesting though that I've got draft numbers for all these guys, but it doesn't. I don't have drafted buys. That's really weird. I didn't know it was doing that. I mean, it's like half working. Who's known? Ted Ginn is pretty well known. Ahmad Brooks? No, I know Ahmad Green. I don't know about Ahmad Brooks. Some of these guys may be a bunch of Chad Ochocinco's actually in there. How does it not have? How do I not have Chad Ochocinco? Jeez, I know he was drafted too. He certainly wasn't a. So these guys are all drafted. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. This is all 27 of the nulls. How does it have draft numbers but not drafted buys? That is really weird. Python library is definitely weird. Certainly not. It's not 100% reliable for any means. It's gotten better, they said, over the years, but I mean, in 2009, it'd been out for 10 years. You'd think it'd be pretty good by then. Python library goes back to 1999. Now I can see for the first few years, they probably just kept adding more and more stats over the years. And some of them weren't that good, especially players that may have been around already. Alexa, what year did Chad Ochocinco come into the NFL?
Chad Ochocinco, born Chad Johnson, entered the NFL in 2001. He was drafted by the Cincinnati Bengals in the second round of the 2001 NFL Draft. Hey, while we're talking, do you want to hear about what features are new and improved for Alexa Plus?
No.
All right, have a good day.
She wants to sell me. She wants to tell me about all the cool new features in Alexa. No thanks. Not right now, man. I got things to do. Part of it is, yeah, he was Chad Johnson when he was drafted, and then he turned to Chad Ochocinco, and I wonder if that broke the data for him. Huh. I bet you that might have broke the data for him because he changed his name. All right, we're going to see. Are we going to get any errors? Shaboom. Shaboom, baboom. Request session. Name error. Name request is not defined. What? What is that? Remove the request import, but there's still code using it. Let me check the output. And honestly, I didn't write most of the Python scripts because, I mean, I've studied using Python. I've studied kind of what's in the database a little bit, what's in the Python libraries, but I haven't wrote most of the Python scripts. I've been letting AI mostly write that stuff. I tell it what I want. But sometimes it can't figure out what fields to look at. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. So I have to go look at the database and kind of pin down, all right, I want this piece of data to be, pulled back or whatever. There's just too many languages to learn. And it's like, I'm trying to just learn my React and my Go, and those are the key elements. And then C# and Unity. Then trying to get Python and Docker and GitHub's weird workflow language, which is YAML, I think, or is that Docker? I don't know. Maybe they're both using YAML. I don't know. But there's a lot of interest. Whoa. Still says, what update Andre Davis, drafted by Cleveland, matched by name, draft history. Would update Marion Barber drafted. So I got 1, 2, 3. It looks like 4 guys that get updated. Total missing 27. Found in drafts 4. Undrafted 0. Not found 23. So it updated 4. Found 4. So does that mean I only have 27 that are bad now? Or 23? That's not a huge improvement. It's kind of weird that it has draft numbers there, but it doesn't show. Watch. Now let's see. So what we got here. Oh, we're down to 19. So somehow must have fixed more than that. Did any of these guys make it? Nope, it didn't push anyone. Didn't push anyone to complete though. Oh no, I have 27. Still has 27 total. So I don't know which ones it got, but the null is 19 short of being able to do its own team. that's that's pretty bad. Houston's almost as bad as having the null team. Um, that doesn't even. That one's 19 short. How does that? How's it only 19 short? I mean, there's. Oh, because I only have 48 players in the. I only have 48 or 49 players in the requirements right now. That's why. Okay, so that didn't really help. It didn't really do anything. Oh, you know why this isn't changing this? This is player pool, not player stats. The player stats is referencing the player pool. Well, it kind of gives me a little bit of what I need, but it's kind of irrelevant. I mean, I can build the thing off of teams that are random, which is what I'm doing for now. It's eventually what I want to do is fill this in. I want to be able to do, I would like to deploy the game as your initial start. As you start with a team made up of all the same faction of players, not all players from random teams. I would like, I want it to be a little bit more thematic in the game. So you're actually going to get your first team. Now, eventually, yeah, you can do random and you'll be able to do teams made up of actual full teams, which is going to be a faction mix, which is why I have drafted by as well as a team one. You see here I have team, and this one's pulling back it's checking all the players. You see all these ones with asterisks actually have enough players to make a team. They can do the whole team. So I could actually make 6 full teams just off of the team that it is. But these are faction mixed, so you know you're going to have players from multiple factions. But they're all from the same team, all Cleveland 2009 or Cincinnati, which is interesting. You have that many, that balance of players. Ultimately, I think I could probably make it with all these teams because a lot of these none of them are really missing all the players from any position. Some of them just don't have that many. So in reality, there's enough players for all these guys. See how it's 56, 52, 58. 51 is all I need to make a full team. I don't even know why. So there could be any number of reasons why there's some of these teams had so many players. I don't know why Atlanta had 63 players and Washington had 66. I mean, look at this. You have Tampa Bay had 70 players on their roster. Now, I don't know if that counts. What's that counting? Is that counting hey, long time no see, Nintendo. How's it going, man? I don't know if, I mean, honestly, I could make any team. Like I said, all these guys. I mean, like, the only difference is they'd have 1 nose tackle instead of 2. But maybe I'd have them pick up an extra, since they have extra wide receiver, then they would just throw another wide receiver. So all these guys, all these teams can be made up into a full team. The one I really want to get working somehow is the drafted by, though, which is going to be a little trickier because I haven't figured out how to fill in those gaps. I still have 27 players that don't have a drafted by value. Oh yeah? What app store? On Apple? Boo Apple. Which one did you which one of your many apps that you were working on did you decide to put out on Apple? Oh, you're actually doing a Android, huh? I thought you were an Apple guy. Could have swore you were an Apple guy. I don't know why. So I'm curious why this thing did this. It says it fixed 4 teams, which is probably fine. Like I said, it's fixing my player stats, not my player pool, and I'm looking at player pool data, which is, I guess, fine. Player pool doesn't have drafted by though. Oh, you were. So you finally came over to the light side, huh? You came over. You wanted to see how the better half lives. It is interesting that all players in the list shown in the terminal. So have you been working with Claude's 4.5 yet? What do you think of the new Claude? I found it to be pretty good. It's pretty dang good. Well, that's okay. I mean, Android's Android. In fact, if I like Samsung because they make some really nice devices, but there is the problem that Google's nice because they don't give you a lot of crapware, bloatware on the. They give you just a little bit more of just the OS, you know. So it's a little bit more. It's cleaner, I think, to work with Google. And if I have actually been watching, they have the what is it? The Pixel Fold. I like the Fold phones. Is it Pixel? I don't remember if it's called Pixel, but they have a Fold phone, and it looks pretty nice. Now, granted, so does the new Samsung 7 Galaxy Fold 7. That looks really nice. It's really thin. I mean, it's not much thicker than a regular phone. That's how impressive it is. And it's wider finally. Because see, mine, I love my phone, except it's really narrow on this side, you know. So yeah, it's the only drawback. If it wasn't so narrow here, I would be a much bigger fan. I mean, I don't know if I could be much bigger of a fan than I already am, but I really love my foldable. Yeah, I don't use. I use Microsoft's. What do you call it? What do they call them? The little OS overlays that the different companies have. They all have their own. You have the Samsung one. I'm using. What is it called? You can also swap it out. I have. Let's see which one I'm using. Forgot where it is. Where is that thing? I use. Where's that thing at? I don't remember. I use Launcher, Microsoft Launcher. I think that's what it's called. Or it is a launcher. I use Microsoft's Launcher. Then, and I like it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. It's great. Yeah. Yeah, I got a pretty good deal with mine when I bought. Okay, so did I tell you? I may have already told you how I got my current Galaxy Fold 5. I bought a 4 under a pretty good deal, Galaxy Fold 4, where I had a Galaxy S22 or something like that, 21, and it was in great shape, and they were doing a deal to go to for, and I got like $1,000 off. So I was basically paying for a regular phone, 30 bucks. I still had to pay, but I was paying 30 bucks, and I was paying kind of that anyway, but I had already paid off my previous phone. So it was kind of like just switching over to the next one. And then 1 year later, almost to the day, like a week before my warranty wore out, because you get 1 year warranty, my Galaxy Fold 4 died. I mean, it just went black, and wasn't for any reason. It wasn't water or damage. I came, oddly enough, it was in my locker at the club, and I came out of, I took a shower, came back, was getting dressed, and I grabbed my phone, and it was just black. Nothing I could do to turn it on. I restarted it. I drained it. I did everything I could to get the screen back on. It would not come back on, neither on either side. It was just dead. So I took it into AT&T, and they took a look. They tried everything. They couldn't get it to come back on. And they go, well, you can probably get it fixed. And I'm like, well, I bought the extended warranty for it. And they go, oh, all right, well, just send it in, and they'll send you another one. I'm like, all right. Well, so I sent it in, and they sent me the next one. They sent me a Galaxy Fold 5. So they gave me an upgrade for free, and I didn't have to pay anything for it. And so I got me a brand new phone 1 year later. I went from a 4 to a 5. I've had the 5 ever since, and it's still working great. I don't have any problems with it, as far as I can tell. I mean, battery's still good. Gets me all the way through a day, almost every day, unless I play a lot of games. If I might play Marvel Snap all day long, I might drain it by the evening, but overall, it goes through an entire day, no problem. And then I got to DoorDash. Yeah, you had given up on that at one point. I remember you were saying I've been dashing again lately. I've been dashing like 4 days a week so far. I'm averaging like 20 bucks a day. It's lame, but I figure it's better than nothing. I want to be able to, I need to buy, I want to pay for some more AI tools. I want to get Bezzy, and I think I even want to get Claude's IDE thing, this thing. I want to buy Claude Code. So that's kind of so Bezzy and Claude Code are the two I want to get. And it's $200 for Claude. I'm only going to get the $20 version. But I figure if I have Copilot, which by the way I'm going to have to decide if I want to renew it after I get Claude here, because it's Copilot expires, I think, on me either in November or December. But I figure if I have the $20 version of 2 or 3 of them, like Bezzy. Hey man, thanks for the follow. I don't know who it was. Perry. I think I said Perry. I have way too tiny. Bozzy. Oh, Bezzy. Bezzi. It's an AI tool that works with. It's an AI tool that works with Unity. It actually has a driver builds into Unity. Now Unity has their own AI coming. Supposedly they're working on one. It's in I don't know, what do you call it? The beta or something. It's like close to releasing. So I might have to try that out before I do, but I've tried Bezzy and I really do like Bezzy. I'm trying to figure out where to put my logo. I'll put it back over here. Yeah, we'll put it back there. Anyhow, so December I have to renew Copilot to Bezzy. I can send you a link to Bezzy, sure. Let's see. I don't have it yet, but easy. So this is Bezzy.com. I know I like it because I actually did their trial. You get like, what is it, 2 weeks, 2-week trial or whatever it is, and I tried it and I really liked it. It just really reads your object model. It really just knows your app better on the Unity side, on the graphics engine side. It's really nice for that, and it was just better at it than using Claude or whatever I was using. It just seemed to understand more of how I had things structured. It's still, as far as I know, unfortunately, still can't agent mode objects. No, other database side or code side objects, yes, but it can't build your UI for you. At least I haven't been able to figure out. It's like if you build the objects, it can then implement them code wise and put them out there and help you build them and where they go. But it's not, at least as of the last time I tried it, which was several months ago, it wasn't able to actually build objects in your UI. I'm hoping they'll get there. If not, maybe the Unity one can do it. I haven't. Unity supposedly has an AI thing coming though, so we'll see. I'll have to give that one a try too. So I think there's some information on, let's see, Unity AI assistant. Let's see if they have the Unity AI assistant. We're going to generate an R tool within the Unity editor designed to streamline. Is it released though? AI game development tools. Unity is a suite. Is the Unity AI assistant available? Yes, 6.2, and users can install it from the AI button in the editor. It includes the functionality of the older Unity Muse and Centis, with the goal of incorporating those into the new Unity AI plan for full release. So maybe I'll have to try that before I go to Bezier. Let's see if there's a comparison. Unity AI versus Bezier. Hey, somebody, it's already out there. Let's see what they say. Unity AI comparison. Unity versus JetBrains versus JetBrains. I didn't even know JetBrains had one. Oh, what the heck? Learn Python.
You can AFK blogs in Zaya whilst learning to code in Python. Go to
Boo, whatever. Who cares?
This video is a break from our usual topics.
It's only 12 minutes. I'm not going to watch the whole thing. Let's
AI tools for Unity. These could be helpful.
So I need to open up my Unity now.
And for Unity development in general. Unity currently has their own Unity AI tool in beta as part of the Unity 6.
See, it's in beta right now. Okay.
But it's not the
That was as of July. It was beta.
for Unity, so we will compare a few. JetBrains offers many IDEs that are widely used for software development. Rider is JetBrains IDE for .NET development, including game engines like Unity, Unreal, and Godot. I use Rider all the time. JetBrains AI is integrated in JetBrains IDEs. Bezier is a Unity AI development assistant. Bezier is its own application, so it is not tightly integrated with the Unity editor or an IDE.
So here's the thing. I don't know which one it uses as far as which AI, because most of these companies don't have their own AI. They're using some other LLM, right? They're either using Claude or GPT, but they create their own, what do they call them, agents? Or are they agents? I forgot. I think it's called agents, yeah. Where they finagle it to work specifically with their code. They might create their own agent, but it's built off of one of these other LLMs. And I don't know. I don't know if Bezier tells you or... But Bezier works good from what I tried.
I'm trying to make this an apples-to-apples comparison by asking each to do some of the same tasks and seeing how they all do. Each of the three AI tools has some documentation and at least one YouTube tutorial. I put links in the description below. In each tutorial, there is a demonstration using some sample scene. but that doesn't make it easy to compare the tools to each other. To have an apples-to-apples comparison, I set up a single sample scene to run the same sample tests using each AI tool to see the differences in how well
So,
the tools perform.
as per my description of what I need to do today, or what I want to start doing here in a minute,
6.2 beta.
um,
This is
I need to
required
start
for Unity AI
loading my
and
teams.
should
I've
be
got a
compatible
dynamic
with the other
team
tools.
creator now. It creates an entire league,
Resi prefers
league creator,
Unity 2022,
and now
which
I
may
just need
work
to
with Unity
load
6.
that data.
There
Hey,
doesn't
hey,
seem to be any problem.
on a pause, since I got you here, hey, I got a question for you, an opinion on. I've been wondering how to approach this. Okay, so a user comes in and they say, they create their account, and the next step is one of two things. One, I generate the league, and then offer the user the opportunity to pick their team, which is really just going to be, they get to pick which team captains they want. So it'll show you the players, just 2 players, the elite players for that team. And then you click, and it will, you can kind of click on the players if you want, and it'll show you their stats or whatever, their skills, but just for those 2 players. And then you pick which one of those teams you want. Now it doesn't, none of the teams will have names. It's just like it's basically going to be something like pick your team captains. And it'll be either these two, these two, these two, and there'll be 8 of them. And you pick one of them. And there's already a team that's built around those 2 guys. And then you pick one, and it'll ask you, what team do you want? It'll give you, what team name do you want? It'll give you a list of all of the teams, and you get to pick which team name you want of the available ones. And then it'll take you to it'll assign that team to you, and that's your team. Or the other option is, okay, so I'm trying to decide if I want to first have all the teams be assigned names by default, and then see, here's the problem. This is why I keep going backwards and forwards in my head. I kind of need the code. I want the code to assign names to these teams. And I'm trying to decide if I want to say something like building your league. Because if I say building your league, that means I'm drafting all the players and building the league. And, some people might be like, well, why can't I do it? I'll tell you why, because I don't have that functionality in there. That's why, but that's not the point. I was just kind of thinking, or I should probably just say getting the league ready or doing something like that. But if I do that first, the player doesn't pick their team first. What I would like them to do is like maybe pick their team name first, and then pick their team captains, and it'll just assign that team to their thing. That's kind of what I was thinking about going with. This way, but then you have to wait. I guess it's about where I'm making them wait to get the teams, right? I mean, there's a point at which they have to wait. There's going to be like a little scroll bar where it builds the league up for them. And that's kind of what I was trying to decide. I want to decide if it's better just to say pick your team, and then it'll start building the league and say now pick your team captain and team captains, and then you pick the captains, and that'll just be where your team is assigned. Because if you pick the team first, you think pick the name first? It's kind of what I'm thinking. I want to have logos for all of them, but I may not have that on my demo here that I'm building. I want to do the demo first. I would like to have as much as I can in the demo, or not. Is it demo? I guess it's demo. It's like it's a very early demo. It's like the pre alpha demo. Just enough functionality to kind of give you an idea where we're headed.
The test bed will also
I think you're right. I think I'm going to go with teams first.
JetBrains Rider and JetBrains.
This way the league can build and just assign names to everything at once.
2 assets from the Unity Asset Store. Polygon City from City Studios, which I have used in other videos, and the NPC Populator, which I developed myself. This table shows a list of AI capabilities for Unity. as we can see, Unity AI offers almost all of these. In
Ask questions, generate code as a tool. Directly modify Unity scene. See, this is why I think the Unity one, look at the Unity one's going to do everything. Sounds. Sprites, textures, training. Huh.
this video, I'm not going to talk about the runtime AI, although a number of my other videos do focus on ML agents. We also see in the table that of these tools, only Unity AI offers the generators, which are quite interesting. They all have AI assistants with similar
So, generate code as a tool? Directly modify Unity scene. Now this is cool. Directly modify the Unity scene. Oh, they both generate code. I don't know what generate code as a tool means.
levels of capability. Actually, only Unity.
Kind of looks like the JetBrains one is crap. I mean, I could just use Claude to do this. If all it's going to do is ask questions and generate code. But the thing is, Bezi understands your application better than general AIs, and maybe that's what JetBrains offers. But Bezi seems to be able to better understand what you're doing in your app. Just reads the setup better.
Unity AI is able to directly modify the Unity scene, although Bezi can generate a script and attach that to a menu, as we will see a little bit later on. Before we start trying some tests, here is a list of things that are similar among the AI assistants in Unity AI, JetBrains AI, and Bezi. All of them are based on large language models. They all connect to a cloud to do their processing. Each tool, I believe, claims that the company involved is not training their AI using their customers' projects and scripts. Don't take my word on that as the last word. I believe that that's the case, and I know there's a lot of sensitivity around whether our data is used for training.
Well, not free. Okay, so that's true. I don't know. If it may come down to Unity, the Unity one might be expensive once it gets out of beta. You could might be able to use it now, but I don't know. After it gets out of beta, it might be expensive.
I believe that our data is not being used to train these AIs. You may want to check that if you are particularly concerned about that. And here are some of the key differences between the tools. A big difference is how each AI assistant is integrated. Again, Unity AI integrated into the Unity editor. JetBrains AI integrated into the Rider IDE. Bezi is its own separate application. So that impacts how directly the AI can make direct changes. Again, Unity AI has the generators, the others don't. The cost of the tools is different, and we don't yet know what the cost of Unity AI
Bezi's is about 20 bucks a month, like everybody else.
And as we will see in the next section, the tools perform differently on the different tests that I gave them. The generators, and especially the animation generator, could be very interesting for humanoid AI. I'm going to leave that topic for a future video.
10,000 maps, guys. This is what you're going to get with our new flash cell. The chances of you not finding...
To keep this video short,
Yeah, I have no interest in the JetBrains. I think that's just the tool he uses. If I really wanted something that was generic, I would just use Claude.
In this video, I will
Because I can open up Visual Studio, and Claude's there in Visual Studio. And Visual Studio is what Unity attaches to directly. So it has a nice interface that connects directly to your Visual Studio application. So it's better to develop in Visual Studio than it is to do VS Code, because it's already something connected to Unity. And since there's a Claude interface there with your Copilot, I'm like, well, why wouldn't I just use that?
Please watch the experiments video. Let's keep in mind that Unity AI is still in beta, and Bezi's agent mode is still in beta, so these may improve before they go into general release. All the tools were able to answer questions about using Unity, and all the tools were able to generate scripts. Free tools like Google can do this also. Here's an example where I asked Google to generate a Unity script.
Yeah, I don't care. I know what Claude and Google can do.
The only one of the tools that is able to make changes to the scene directly based on AI prompts. This is a nice capability for building the environment and can be quicker and more fun than manually duplicating and manipulating game objects. Bezi could do something similar by generating scripts and attaching them to the tools menu. I can imagine, though, that this could result in a proliferation of tools, even though some of them were just one-time operations. I struggled with JetBrains AI. It would generate C++ scripts rather than C# scripts and claimed that I asked it to, which I did not. JetBrains also allows
It claims to ask it. Wait, you said C++. It's like, why would I want C++? I'm working in C#. No, pretty sure you asked for C++. No, I didn't. Why are you giving me C++? Because you asked. No, I.
Whether any of these have been trained for Unity specifically. JetBrains makes great IDEs, and I routinely use JetBrains Rider to edit code in Unity. But after these experiments, I felt that the other AI tools were more ready to just jump in and use compared with JetBrains AI.
Yeah, boo.
To create a
I'm only
complex
watching the
system,
JetBrains because it's attached.
I asked each AI to set up a human character that I could control with the keyboard. None of the AI tools were able to do this in an automated way. They each produced a partial solution and manual instructions for me to follow. We are a long way from AIs replacing expert developers, and we need to recognize where AIs get in the way rather than helping. A paper was published just recently that concluded that AIs can reduce the productivity of software developers by about 20%.
19 to 20%. I think it really has a lot to do. Honestly, I think it really has a lot to do with how you use the AI and what you knew about it when you started. Okay, so if you are an expert, like you are the best at a particular language, I think 18 to 20%, maybe even less, might be accurate. Because you know that language inside and out, and you could probably just go most everything, right? But if you have never seen this language before in your life, the amount of time it would take you to learn and gather enough knowledge to be effective at the language would be offset in droves. I'd say where an expert could probably do what I've done so far in I don't know that an expert who isn't working with, honestly, I don't think an expert not working with AI could do what I've done so far. Not in the same amount of time. I'm working with too many languages and too many things and too many parts going on all at once. And I don't know that anybody's an expert in that many things. But assuming I was working in one language, I would think an expert could probably get the same far as I have in 8 months on something I knew. It's like I never even heard of Go when I started. I didn't even know it was a thing. Golang, I didn't know nothing. Now I'm learning stuff about Go. I'm 3 or 4 months into being able to do a lot of the little bits and parts myself without even using AI. But that's still, 6, 8, 10 months of time where if I was trying to just learn how to do the things I'm doing, I'm doing so many things that would be considered medium to high complexity. And without AI, I don't know if I would be as far as I am. I wouldn't be. I would be trying to learn all this stuff, and I would have wasted so much time just learning. I'm talking minimum 50%, if not 60, 70% progress on top of my ability. So I think it has a lot to do with what you know. Well, see, the thing is, I know how to code. Okay, so I understand code. I can look at it, even though I don't know the syntax of the language, I can still look at it and go, okay, this is doing this is doing that. I can understand that. But like if somebody were to take the screen away and say, write this, I'd be like, no, I don't remember all of the methods and functions. And see, that's the thing. When you know code, when you know a language, you know the methods and the syntax and the, all the structures that you need in order to build language. But I have been coding for 20 plus years and I understand code. So any language I'm working in, if I know what the objective of the code is, I can look at it and go, okay, well, you're doing this, and you're like, oh, no, that's not going to work. We need to throw that out and do something else. And I understand enough code to be able to manage what AI is doing. So I have lots of years of, I've been a lead. I know how to guide other people in languages, even if I don't know the syntax. But so I have a lot of experience in that. So it's really, even though once I started seeing how Go comes together and React, which I didn't know anything about, or even understanding the Docker stuff, I kind of understand how that works now. And the ngrok bits, which are just little tiny bits. There's not a lot of it in my code. But Unity, that took a while just to kind of get my bearings in Unity. Boy, what an app that is. But to be fair, I think any graphics engine app is kind of like that until you start getting comfortable with it. But yeah, I think you get a lot higher percentage of return on knowing nothing if you know something about programming. If you know nothing about programming and you're just going to go in, I don't know how it'll help you. I mean, I think you'll stumble a lot. I mean, I think what you can create for months will be very simple and not very, it won't be a very robust whatever. You can't build anything too complex. I jumped into complex, just said, heads in, dived right in. Give me Unity, give me Mongo, give me Go. We'll do React too. Why not? We'll just do it all. And I just dived in. Now I'm doing Python, which, to be fair, a lot of my Python stuff, I'm letting AI do the whole thing and I did a TypeScript. ClickUp Link, the tool I made to connect all of my, I'm loving my ClickUp Link. That's the coolest tool, man. I just love ClickUp Link right now. It has just been so awesome for what I'm trying to accomplish with it. But anyway, that tool is well written in TypeScript, which is not quite React. It's TypeScript, which is kind of, JavaScript made complicated. That's all written in TypeScript. And I had to learn a lot of TypeScript to get that because AI was struggling with writing. AI has trouble with TypeScript because it's all the declarative properties of TypeScript just make it overly complex sometimes, and it forgot to do things a lot of times just to get things working. Oh yeah, I've got to declare this. Oh yeah, I got to declare that. It's like, yeah, so AI had struggles with that.
Rather than increasing their productivity, I think this is an example of that. A keyboard controllable character is something that I can build very quickly. And in fact, I made a video a few years ago where I go through all the steps to set up a walking robot in less than 15 minutes. Working with any of the AIs to do the same thing would take me more time than that. Of course, price is a factor, and we don't yet know what the price will be.
So he says, hey, Karama, how's it going, man? So he says that, oh yeah, creating a character that walks around is like, takes no time at all. Because he knows how. It's like a lot of things. It's because you know how. If you're an expert, good for you, man. It won't save you any time. It took me 3 days to get a walking character on mine. And I worked on it Thursday, Friday, Sunday, Monday. So it's 4 days, but it was like, I think Sunday and Friday were like half days. But it took me 4 days to get a character onto the screen and walking around in a circle. That's all he was doing. I couldn't even, I didn't even have my camera working yet where I could move around on the field. So I had to like walk in circles. That took me 4 days. And it was with AI's help that was showing me, because I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't know anything about this stuff. I was just like coming in blind. I might as well have been wearing a blindfold. Literally, it was that hard. And so, yeah, if you're an expert already in the tool, a lot of things that are basic to you, yeah, you're going to get it done. And so even now, to the point now when I go into Unity, there are things now where I don't ask AI anymore. It may have taken me 5-10 minutes, but AI is not just a tool to do the work for you. It's a tool to learn, to teach you the work. You know, how do I do this? And it tells you, and then you try it, and then it don't work, and then it tells you what you need to do to fix it, and then you try it, and it don't work, and eventually your brain starts to connect all the synapses, and you're like, okay, I got it. And now you don't need AI anymore for that particular task because it's pretty easy. So AI is not just about what it can do for you, but what it can do to you. It can teach you. It can make your brain learn these tools in a much faster way, because honestly, if I believe most people are probably like me, in that if you're doing something you want to do while you're being taught, you're going to learn a lot faster than taking stupid courses where they teach you to do dumb things with dumb business ideas that you have no interest in. And you're just glazing over going, I don't want to do this. This is boring. It's wasting my time. It doesn't stick because I don't want to, because I don't enjoy doing that. But if you're doing something you enjoy and you're working with a teacher who's teaching you how to do this in the thing you want to do, you're going to learn a lot faster. You're just going to pick it up so much quicker. It's going to stick. You're going to know what, you know, as you do more, you're going to be able to do more creatively. I don't know.
For Unity AI, once its beta period is over. And insofar as answering questions, the tools all compete with free search engines like Google. Unity AI is free during the beta period. Once it is released,
I think this guy's kind of he's kind of an, I don't know. Maybe the thing is I haven't really, well, it was a month ago. To be honest, I think this guy's kind of an AI noob. I think he's kind of an AI noob. Because he says, you know, it's the same as using Google search engine. Does he not know that Google search engine is using Gemini? I mean, when you do a search and it gives you an answer with code and everything in it, that's Gemini. That's Google just embedded Gemini into their Google search engine. It's not, you're just using another AI. You might as well be, you know, if it isn't Bezi or Claude or Unity AI, you're just using Gemini. If you go now, because they've just embedded their Gemini code into the search engine. So he says, oh, it's just search engine search. It's not. It's an AI search. AI is now part of Google.
will continue to be free, but there will be a point system for the assistant.
If he's going to compare, if he's going to talk about what the search engine can do, you might as well just have it be, what do you call it? A Unity and Bezi and his, whatever the third one he picked, and then Gemini, if he's going to compare it to Google search.
And the generators. For Bezi, after an initial free
See, Bezi's
trial,
$20 a month
there are
too.
plans starting at $20 per
You know, Claude is actually cheaper. Claude is only $17 a month if you pay for a year. But you may not get as much. 500 credits is a lot. So 500 prompts. 500 prompts is a lot. And if I'm using two, Bezi plus Claude, which are the two I'm thinking of doing, I'm going to pay $200. It's like $240 to do Bezi.
month.
That's why I'm
That $20
door
would
dashing.
buy 500 credits per month that can be used for 500 queries. That would probably be plenty for most developers.
Yeah.
JetBrains requires that you use one of their IDEs. That would be Rider for Unity development, which is free for non-commercial use. Limited AI is then available for free, and more can be purchased starting at $10 per month.
That's not a bad deal. I mean, JetBrains is pretty cheap.
There's currently a public preview for JetBrains AI with Microsoft Visual Studio Code, which is free. The pricing for JetBrains AI in that configuration
That's probably why he uses it, right? Because it's cheap.
That looks so cool. What is it?
has not yet been released. So which tool would I use?
Yes, which one would you use? Get to it.
It's real that an AI assistant could slow down rather than speed up development, especially for anything at all complex. For routine work, it would be nice to have the AI assistant from Unity AI or Bezi to answer questions. But I would not overly rely on these as an alternative to reading documentation and knowing myself how everything works. In situations where I need to...
Okay, so he's a person who can learn off documentation. People always tell me, read the docs. I glaze over with documentation. I gotta have a task in mind. I gotta have a specific thing in mind and say, I want to do this. This is what I'm trying for. How do I do this? And that's AI. You ask AI, you go to AI, says, look, how do I do this? I don't necessarily need it to do it for me, but it's like, I need step by step. Show me how I do this. And then it'll say, go here, do this, da, 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 and I go in and do it. And in that whole time I'm doing it, I'm learning the UI. I'm learning the properties, the methods, the pieces that are involved. How are you referencing certain things? And then, so yeah, if you're already an expert, like you said, well, if you're already an expert, there's, AI is not going to help you that much. Yeah, 18-20% may not be worth it to you. Once you start getting into the code, the complexity of making the code do stuff, and again, this comes down to what kind of developer are you? Some developers, a lot of game developers, they're graphics guys. Everything they do is as much as they can in the UI. They're put an object here, learn to write this, use the little graphical UIs for programming. I sometimes look at some of these YouTube videos where they'll show you, oh yeah, I got this whole thing worked out using this, and then he shows you the screen of these 50 boxes all over the screen with arrows and lines going everywhere, and each one of them doing their own little thing, and I'm like, what is all that? That's not code. It's like, show me code. It's like I could look at code and go, oh, okay. Now, granted, I can't see it in all one big screen like that, where they throw you everything at it. And each one of those little boxes has probably got some kind of script written behind it. I don't know. I assume. I can't imagine it's not. But I know, like, what is it, Blender? Blender's got these little boxes where you plug things in different places, and you gotta to get it to do stuff. I'm like, oh, so I am not there yet. That's the graphic stuff is gonna be scary.
Make sense of some complex code, especially if it were written by someone else. I would love to have Bezi explain and summarize the code for me. And if I were building up an elaborate Unity scene, Unity's AI assistant could make the process quicker and more fun. But the AI feature that I am personally most excited by is Unity's animation generator. It has great potential, but so far is missing some key capabilities to really be useful. I will make another video just on that. I hope.
So Unity's got an AI animation generator. I may need that because I need to get some animations done. But actually, I would like it to do something more like, how about skeleton generation? Where it puts the what do you call it, the skeleton on all of my characters so that they can be animated. I honestly just don't like the graphical interface stuff, and I know you have to use it in Unity. It's just so many people have a different approach, and I'm more that I'd rather do the code in back end.
These tools are evolving quickly, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they will be like even just a few months from now.
So I don't know. I follow a guy named Thomas Brush. I don't know if you've ever seen his. I think it's Thomas Brush. Always, I know his last name is Brush. I think it's Thomas Brush. Let's go see. Yeah, Thomas Brush. Oh, so this guy has developed a few different games, and he does a lot of interviews with other game developers. And I've tried to reach out to him. I'm a nobody, so he don't want to talk to me. But he's got he comes at everything from a creative's artistic knowledge. He says he's not really a coder. He doesn't like to code and do all that stuff, but he likes to do the graphical stuff and the storytelling and the building the concepts. I don't mind the concepts, that's fine. But I mean, like, building up the visuals of the app. He's very artistic in that sense. And I see a lot of game developers are like that. They're the artistic kind. They see a game and they have a vision for creating a game visually, and they just want to like load up Unreal or Unity or Godot, and they want to just start throwing stuff on the screen, and they start graphically trying to make it look cool and start making things happen on the screen. And that's just where they want to go. Woof, woof, dive right in. And I'm like, a lot of these games are very superficial because that's what they're designed to be. They're designed from the front end first, and as soon as they do what you want in the front, they don't have any meat behind them. Now, like what I'm building is a game with a lot of meat in it. It's got a lot of stuff going on in the back end because I like the code and the logic and the building all the stuff that's going to happen in the background. And all your data is going to do all this stuff, and you're going to be able to connect with other people and all that cool stuff because I'm designing it to do all that technical back end logic manipulation. But at some point, which is what I'm working on next, I have to go back to my Unity application, which I'm going to open up right now because I keep saying I'm going to, and I have an hour left. Yeah, maybe 2. I don't know. But so I open up eventually. It's kind of slow to open. Hello. Did I not click it? Oh yeah, okay, I did. So when I load up this, I mean, you'll see what mine is. I mean, you guys have all seen this, all the people who are here right now, all 2 of us, 3 of us on my current stream. Oh, that reminds me. Let's fix my. I created this other tool. I don't know if I've mentioned ClickUp Link a few times, but I also created this YouTube stream updater, which I haven't compiled yet. I should compile it because this is kind of a pain in the rear to do this. But this is another tool I created. What it does is it allows me to update my stream live, and it allows me to dump my restream branding. And one of the things I want to do is I've been wanting to go back to it for another day or so and add the ability to upload thumbnails. Because right now when I update a thumbnail, the restream tool will watermark it, which is annoying. The other thing is remembering all these commands when you're working in so many different languages, like, you know, React and Go and Docker and all these things. They all have different. Oh yeah, and my TypeScript app, the ClickUp Link, which I compiled ClickUp Link and it's built in. You see it now. I have it actually as an extension in my app now, so I don't have to worry about starting that anymore because it's already there. Plus my tool I wrote for the let's go see what my current counts are. I think I still by 170 and 200. I finally broke 200 on Twitch. Thank you all the people who followed me on Twitch, but that took a while. But which means the thing is I have to start all these things. I haven't made it easy for me yet. I need to come up with a way to make this easy for me, like have it already running, have it set up to start and run automatically. I know there's a way to do this, automate. Once I got it working to the point where it was doing what I wanted, I kind of neglected it. I haven't gone back to do more to it. So this one is compiled and ready to run. I just need to run the bat. I need to put the bat somewhere easier though. That's the thing. Okay, so now I can go over to this and go to my where is it? Where's it at? Oh, there it is. I think, right? Is that it? Oh, that's YouTube. Simulator. S Pro. League. All right, I don't remember what it is. I gotta remember what I called it. It's my subscriber counter. Ah, there it is. Sub tracker. That's what it is. Let's turn this off. Okay, there we go. So what are we at? What's it say? Have I got anywhere near 200 on any of these? I'm at 201 on Twitch and 161 on YouTube. And I haven't done my AM GameDev app because I'm right now. I've been using AM GameDev. I'm trying to get to the point where I start doing little videos and just put those there. You know, actual edited ones that are only like 15, 20 minutes long. And I'm doing like recordings of bits that I'm working on so that I can make that small and then go edit it and put it on. So, but anyway, whoever followed me on Twitch earlier got me to 201. Thank you, sir. Everybody who follows me gets me closer. I would like to, let's see if YouTube can beat my Twitch. So 39 more to go. Not going to happen today. But hey, first things first. Okay, so let's see where I'm at. This is, oh, what was I doing? I was going to update my, this thing, CD front end. npm run dev. Now I usually have this thing running all the time, so it's easier to start, but I haven't today. Currently using ActiveMind Gamer. Okay, so then I can go edit. So see how Restream will mark my comments, and then I can put in my own tags here. I have a list of tags I just use. And I save. It's easier actually than going to the YouTube and trying to update it. For one, I don't even know if you can update a video while it's live. There's a lot of things you can't quite do to a live stream in the YouTube interface. You can go in and I know you can change the description, I think. So you see I have day 210. This is becoming more and more of a guess every time I do this. I might be like 215, 220, 230, I don't know. But we're closing in on a year as far as when I started. I technically started this app October, like the last week of October, 1 year ago. That's when I started creating a prototype. I just started seeing if I could throw together a text-based scoring mechanism that was showing scores, and then I spent a couple weeks, I got that working, and then I started spending a couple weeks making it cooler. I put a football field and a football moving back and forth, and I built it with then I got some hash marks on there and the first down marker going, and then I put a scoreboard on it, and I had all kinds of cool little things going on with that. And you can probably find that if you go back to like October last year. It's probably sitting on my YouTube. And then I finally said, okay, enough's enough. Time to actually build this dang thing. And that's when I got into deciding what my back end was going to be. And I built it, and I started with Go and started that whole process. Here I am nearly a year later. I built 12 services. I've got Unity parts. I've got a lot of the React parts. I finally got my teams getting built and created. That took a while. I built a lot of the stubs I needed for all of my skills to interact with each other. And I'm getting close to that point where I'm ready to start triggering a game, hopefully. And maybe with any luck, we'll be able to get this up to, actually, I have one viewer. Yay. And 4 whole people stopped by, but then none of them stuck around to say hi. Okay, let's go see what, let's go see. So this is my front page right now, and it's time for me to start working on this thing. I actually put it in here already. It's content container, title screen, simulation panel. It's got animated user account, playbook, game plan, game title, latest updates, start, continue, animated login. Oh, okay. So this little job board I put down here, this image, I have a plan for that. I have a plan for that. So we'll get there. That's going to be a thing. I actually want, it looks bad. I mean, it's kind of cool in the fact that it's an image, but it doesn't fit. It fits the aesthetic, but it doesn't fit it doesn't look like it's part of the scene. That's the problem. So I got to decide how I want that to work out. Also, I'm actually thinking of changing this background. I really like this background. In my React application, the football field is clickable and the house is clickable, and I don't have to use as many menu items because the parts are clickable. I'd kind of like to do something like that here in Unity, but I don't fully yet know how to make areas clickable, and I'm not sure how I feel about the possibility of trying to resize and all that kind of garbage to go with it. And that doesn't seem to be standard for Android apps. It's common for, I guess there are some. Watcher of Realms is one I keep thinking of, and I like the way, Watcher of Realms has everything. Menu buttons everywhere, menus on the bottom, menus on the side, menus on the top, things on the screen that you can click on that take you places, and it's got everything. I mean, it's just got stuff everywhere. It's just, if you want a click-happy location, play Watcher of Realms, you'll get clicky stuff everywhere on the screen, which is cool, I guess. I mean, it makes you feel like everything is live, right? It's very gamified, which is what you want. One of the things I want from my football manager is I do not want spreadsheet Hal. I'm really trying to figure out how I'm going to best lay things out to minimize spreadsheet Hal. Because when we work with a manager application, commonly you get spreadsheet Hal. You just get pages and pages of numbers and data points, and I want to be able to provide a lot of good information, but I don't want people lost in the weeds. I want to, like I say, I want this to be able to be enjoyed by a person who wants to get into the weeds a little bit, who wants to get in there and work on, set up player contracts and negotiation a little bit, draft their players, draft their coach, know a little bit about these guys so you know what they do and what they don't do. But I also want it to be a game that handles a lot of that stuff on its own if you don't want to. And if you want to just be like, if you're just like, I want a 13-year-old kid to be able to, who likes football and wants to kind of control his own team. Not control like, play with the controller, because this game ain't gonna be that. Maybe I'll have some controller navigation, but that's about it. Plus, my screen, obviously this is an AI image, right? I mean, look at where the goalpost is. It's in the middle of the field. And there isn't even a goalpost on the other side. So yeah, I got to fix this. What I actually have been looking at is having a background that's just a bunch of spaces that has the same fantasy feel, but then I'll have buildings that I can plop in, maybe build and enhance. Maybe they start off crappy, small, and then you can build it up, and maybe it'll go into a, you can build up a new stadium around or whatever. So this is kind of a cool looking image, but it's AI. I got to figure out how to do it. I'm not an artist. I'm not going to be able to draw this stuff. It's just not me. So I got to figure out either how to get AI to do it or hire someone to do it, but I don't have any money. So, we're going to do AI until I can afford to get someone to help me do the art. So we'll see. We're not there yet. Right now, AI is going to get me to the next step. So here's the plan. We click start. And I think the first thing is choose your team. So, or choose your team. Yeah, choose your team, whatever. So let's do that. Let's create an icon here. That's anime. I don't need to log in. Start, continue. Start button text. So the start button will load. Right now, I forgot. What does start do right now? It's been a bit, man. I'm serious. I haven't been really working in Unity now for about 2-3 months, because I really wanted to get now maybe it's 2 months. Has it been? Probably June was the last time. So what is that? July, August, September. Yeah, 3 months. Well, I went on vacation for a while, so I was gone for a little bit. But where's my simulator? Okay, so this is the Galaxy Z Fold 5, Z Fold 2, I mean. So this is old, but they don't have a Z Fold something current. So I don't know why they don't give me a new Z Fold to work with, but ultimately I don't think it really matters. The idea is that it's going to work with a foldable phone. So I am building it to work with a foldable phone. But keep in mind, I've also built in some scaling. So if I were to flip my phone sideways, and we'll call it the what is the other option? Oh, the tablet. There you go. See, I've got it set up to resize. So it will resize. It gets a little stretchy, but it works. So if I hit start, so then you can log in. Now, here's the thing. I don't think I have an account yet, so I got to create an account. But so yeah, I'm gonna have to do that. I should probably just do it. Hopefully all that works. There is a possibility. I have done so much on the back end in the last 2 to 3 months. I'm afraid to try some of my things because I have revamped almost every. Oh, you know what? I can tell you right now, they aren't going to work because I didn't start half my services. They're all still. Oh yeah, I was going to ask AI a question. Looks like you are using the Go extension for VS Code. Could you help us improve? Not now. We'll do a not now. Remind me later. I'll take a look. Okay, so it is interesting. There's this shown in the terminal. Have draft numbers, but no drafted by. Seems odd. How is there? What is missing that we cannot get the drafted by? I'm only asking AI this because right now I don't need AI for anything I'm doing, so. All right, so we're gonna close this. Interesting. Well, if the player has a player ID, wouldn't that hold the same for each version of the player in Python? Okay, well, see, this is the thing. For this, okay, it's got to understand what I'm doing here, okay? Okay, just to clarify, the only time I require that we match by name is when the player stats data is matched to the player stats collection. And it's because the player ID for those two collections is not related. So that has to work as it is. No changes. However, when getting data from Python, whatever way is most efficient, my guess is thinking by player ID. Is the way we should probably go. Hopefully I'm not telling it to break my code. It's like, everything's kind of working, but we're missing a few bits. Maybe it's because you're doing it this way. And it goes, well, all right, let me just rewrite that. It's like, oh, wait, I don't know if I want that. Let's not go back and forth. Because I didn't check in the last bit of stuff. I should have checked in the last bit of stuff. No, I'm scared. All right. Dang it. Should have checked in. All right, well, it's off. The thing is, then I got to save what it did to change, and then I got to go check it in. Hopefully it'll just work. I'm going to cross my fingers and expect it's going to be all happy camper. He won't do anything that breaks my code, right? Look at all the Python scripts I've got written already. A lot of these are like this. Test. A lot of these are crap. I mean, I could probably dump all these test ones. Scrape is what I'm using to get from PFR. And then I have some other ones that I'm using, like our research. Some I have to get other kinds of pieces of information. So it's pulling data that I need for different things. And it's going to get more because eventually Python, I'm hoping, will be the source of a lot of my data, including the stuff I'm pulling in from my spreadsheets, which right now is a set of data I have from 2009. Because I want to start with 2009 and then I'll kind of go forward and maybe even back, but I'm going to add like 15 years to this game. But I already had all the data I needed to make my stats function. So I decided it was better that I just use the data I already had because I already had built the formulas around those. Okay, let's go. Let's see if I can start this puppy up, huh? Let's see. Where are they? run task, run task. And then we're going to say all services. Let's see how many services blow up. I have a feeling some of these are going to blow up. I may have to fix stuff before I can go to my other one. All right, so one of the things I did, and this is why I was afraid to log in, I decided that I didn't want my auth service to be tied to the application. Because my auth service is going to be my company authentication service. So all of my tools, all of my games, I'm building like 2 other things right now too. One of them is the Ultimate Community Ladder. I also use, I'm also using my auth tool for, what was it? Well, ClickUp Link, I don't think ClickUp Link is using my auth. But either way, I'm building all this functionality into the auth tool, and I want it to be isolated. Now, it's currently here in this code, but it's not, it's been pulled out or decoupled from a lot of the functionality that is this app. That's this AMG auth. And the idea is that all it does is take the login information, you call it, you get your stuff back, it sends a key and whatever stuff it needs to make everything work. But by decoupling it, I'm not totally sure if everything works anymore. So, so AMG auth did start, or at least it shows that it did. That's good. Again, I don't know how many other things are going to work. It's obviously really slow because it's still trying to start game plan. Game plan, does it have, how's game plan looking? Any errors in game plan? No, game plan looks good. It should start. I'm surprised how slow that one is, to be honest. Hello. Game plan usually starts pretty fast. AMG auth is usually really slow. I'm surprised at how slow game plan is. And I haven't changed game plan at all. That's a service that's been. So I built another service. I'm currently up to 13 services, I think. Let's see, I got admin is the newest one. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I have 14. I now have 14 services all running right now. Well, I have 14 services that have all been created right now. I can't say for sure that they're all running. The one here that doesn't look, there was one that had errors. Oh, well, I thought there was, maybe not. Now, part of what might be taking long is some of these are probably getting recompiled. I think it recompiles them if they haven't been recompiled in a while, or even if anything's changed. So it might be taking extra long for some of that. We'll see. I hope that's all it is, because I need to get. It'd be great if all of them start on the first try. Wouldn't that be awesome? That still doesn't mean they're all going to work. It just means. When we call history updater, we're trying to update a tick that might have the newfound blah 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 with simple name index name from Selenium. I need to fix this perfect now. Let's test the updated script. Let's try run. Can I run this while I'm doing all this other stuff? Sure. Let's try it. What's the worst that can happen? Oh, it's trying to run. It's Players is already running. Dude, why are you trying to run these? Oh no, that's me. Never mind. I thought you were doing that. Oh, I did. I tried to run go run dot backfill drafted by. Yeah, that might not work. It's probably going to bump into the fact that I've already got it running. It's already running. Does that mean I wonder if I can go run dot and then run backfill drafted by. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure of what I can do in that sense. Let's go back to the terminal. I'll say user account and gateway blew up on me. Gateway is kind of important. I can't run without gateway. I'll be right back. I gotta go to take a quick break. Okay. What do I got here? I'm at 141. Long one here. Let's try running gateway again. Do I have gateway running already? Maybe that's why. Gateway might already be open. Because I did start gateway earlier. Aha, gateway successfully loaded. Creating league error, calling league services. It failed to save. Pull credit exception. Okay. So I already have, I think this is already running. That's why gateway failed. User account, however, is dying for some other reason. Yeah, okay, so this is part of some reorganization. I broke, I was assigning teams specifically to the user, and every time a user owned a team, then that team would then get assigned to a league. And then I thought, I'm building the leagues now, I have the teams automatically getting generated by the league. Why am I putting the team in the user account? And I figured the best way is to then assign a team to the user at runtime. You get a team, bam, that's your team. And that's the team you're going to work with for pretty much, unless you buy a second team. Because I'm going to allow people to have the option to pay for and buy a second team. Maybe you do different, you build it, you want to try a different strategy for a league, you just want to do a different league, you want to be in different kind of league. Because I'm going to try to have different league options. I have some great plans, sweet plans, fantastical plans for different kinds of leagues. Well, one is your standard league, right? You got your seasonal league where you just play a single season and it's done. There's nothing. You're not really building for the future. You're just, hey. The idea is that you're not building for the future. You're just going to play a season out. You want to try it out, go for it. And then that team is done, but you can still build another team. You can have just random seasons. You can do a what do you call it? Franchise league, which is basically one that just runs and runs and runs and runs and runs. You just every season you do a draft, you build players, you just. But to me, that's going to probably be the most popular franchise. I don't have any career league ideas yet. I mean, I have thoughts on how to do a career league or a career mode, but I'm not sure how I'm going to implement that yet. Because career mode is all about picking one player and having him go from rookie to whatever he does, right? You're going to have a career mode out of him. And you have to give enough context and story and build for that to work, right? I mean, you can't, it's not just about, and then it's like you want them to be able to become superstars, right? But how do you do a career mode in a simulation? It's not going to be just about how good you get at controlling the guy, right? So you don't get to control it. So how would a career mode work in a simulator? I would love to figure something out. I haven't got that down yet. I've got thoughts, ideas, but I'm not sure how it would work. Is there enough there? I'm always up for suggestions. If anybody's got ideas on how a career mode could work in a simulation game where you're not actually playing the figure. I mean, because the idea is he'd come in. There are simulation games out there, by the way, that do careers. There is actually an Android game that does that, and it's not, it doesn't sell the point. It doesn't like, ooh, this is such an awesome concept, because it's a lot of, I'm not sure why. So I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I mean, it does the simulation, and then sometimes your guy shows up in the stats. Sometimes he doesn't. And it's like, okay. Now, it's partly worse because the simulation is the general football management crap simulation where you don't get anything. In fact, it's really bad. I mean, like really, really, really bad. It's not even lines going back and forth. It's just simulate, done, this is what you got. And you're like, oh, okay. And you look and see what your guy did. It's really bad. Maybe it's a little more than that, but it's very simple. It's like, I'm going to have a simulation. So at least you'll have a guy on the screen that's doing stuff. But it's like, how do you, if you're doing a career mode like on Madden, you're that guy. You get to be him. You're running around, you're dodging, you're trying to be, you're being that guy. In a simulation, you're really not that guy, right? I mean, you're like his personal coach. you're like his dad rooting him on, helping drive him, helping him get where he needs to go to be successful. And it would be a different concept, but I'm not sure how to do that. I think it'd be kind of cool to implement something, but that'll be a down the road thing, because I don't know how that's going to work. But anyway, franchise mode. I want to have a league where you play in it during the season, and your guys don't necessarily improve during the season or have their stats function the same way. They still function in the same way in that their potential and whatever else is built in them from what the season started is there. But their statistical changes will come from an import of actual NFL results. So in the first week, you get to play your game just like they do without anything, and you play. And you win or lose based on your game plan, your playbooks, your whatever you've set up in the game as far as your input. But during the week, your stats will be updated according to how that player actually performed in the NFL. So your guys might change a little bit as that week goes on. And then in the next week, again, it's your game plan versus that next team. And you'll be building, each time you're building your team basically off of actual stats and results of actual players in the NFL. Now granted, your guys are, different. You take one of these teams, it's already built, it's got all the players. and then you get to go play in this special league that runs on the exact same days, exact same times as those games. They probably get done sooner because my games run a lot faster than theirs. But once it's done, you can see if you won and how they did, and see if how your team does in comparison to these other teams in the league. And you'll have these little, and you'll be able to play in it all season long and see if you can do better or worse than the team actually does in the season. So it'd be like you versus them. Now, I think it's doable, but that's only if I can get if I can come up with a reliable form to import all the stats that I need. And how are they updated frequently enough? Am I able to pull that data in a timely manner during the week, so that you can build up your, get ready for the next week, next game. Because like, what happens when you have a game on Sunday and then it's a Thursday? I got to make sure those stats get into the game quickly enough and you're updated enough that you can run your game on Thursday with all the appropriate updates in the system. And I don't know how reliable my source data is going to be in such short turnaround, because a lot of that's designed to be, you can't get them the same day. You have to get the stats like 24 hours later. So yeah, I don't know if anybody's ever had a Monday and then a Thursday game, which would be a really short turnaround. But maybe I'll even allow, like, you get your stat updates and then you can do your practice. So you might be able to tweak them a little bit before your game, but that's only if I can get that stuff in. So that's a version. Then there's head-to-head, where you just take your team, one of your teams if you have more than one, and you can just go play against random people out in the world. Just play your game against them. And you can play in 2 modes of that, which would be scrimmage and what was the other one? I forgot what I called the other one, but scrimmage is one where your guys actually can get experience and skill upgrades as a result. But there's a risk of injury, because that's what happens, because these guys are actually playing. And then if it's just for fun, head-to-head kind of thing, there's no risk of injury on your guys. But, I mean, no long-term injury. You can get hurt during the game, but you can't be injured, like, out for a week or anything during. It's not going to affect your actual gameplay. Your season won't be broken because you played in a scrimmage game and you got a guy's leg broken. No, my quarterback broke his leg in a scrimmage game. No. Which could happen if you play the other way, but you don't get any experience or anything if you play just a straight up head-to-head for fun. And what else? Oh, yeah. And then one of my favorite features that I'm putting in is streamer games, where you can run a game and have your viewers be an opponent. Just have them go at each other, and the game will show on your stream. It'll just run. You can have different people playing. They can put in. You can have all your viewers throwing in commands for how it plays they want to run and whatever. They can just run it while you're doing other stuff. You can be playing other stuff, and their commands will feed the game. Anyway, so that's what I'm talking about. All right, so where was I? So anyway, I disconnected teams, put them in the league. This stuff needs to go. So yeah. Why can't I get to store 181? All right. User account. Store. PowerShell is dumb. Why does it do that? Whatever. PowerShell linking doesn't work as well. Okay, so we're going to go 24. So basically all these things that are team are broken. So I think what I need to do is move all the team crap over to the league functionality. Team. Delete team. Oh, delete team? How would I delete a team? Why would I delete a team? No, I don't know if I need a delete team functionality. Not now. Not now that I've designed it differently. if you you can create a league, but I don't think you can even delete a league. If you're the only one in the league and you quit it, then maybe the league will go away. But yeah, I don't know if I need a delete team function. Let's take all this. You know what? I'm going to have AI do it. You say, why? Why are you doing that? It's going to go away. Yep. Okay. Since teams are now managed in the league's service, please relocate all the team-related functions to the league service from the user service. Find teams without game plans. Why would I need? Oh, these are maintenance methods. Teams without game plans? Yeah. It's a lot of stuff I don't need. Find teams without game plans. This would probably be stuff like, this should be in my admin stuff. If I want to just have the ability to look stuff up and research, and that all goes in admin. I just go to admin and say, okay, find this stuff. And I could have it be for admin, can have things like user account stuff, team stuff, whatever. I can just have various maintenance methods. We'll call it user. Because I think I want my function, a lot of these methods, I don't want them inside of the user, inside of the services. I think the admin service would be more useful for a lot of that stuff. So the reason I'm having AI do this instead of me, which is really pretty simple, right? Copy, paste, blah, is if it's not just copy, paste, blah, AI is usually better at picking up, oh yeah, you need to move this or you need to disconnect that. So I'm having AI kind of remove some of this stuff because I don't want to break anything. But I know that as an individual, I could probably figure out what's going on. But I think a lot of times refactoring, AI is actually better at refactoring in a lot of cases. Because it's not going to necessarily break anything. So, I mean, AI can break stuff. Don't get me wrong, AI is great at breaking things. But refactoring, it's actually pretty good most of the time. You just got to be careful. You got to watch what it's doing. Be very explicit about what you want it to do. That kind of thing. So it's a little bit of a refactor. Since my leagues are handling my teams now, I want my team code in the leagues objects, or in the league service. Also, I think I need to change how my users get created. By default, I was creating a team for all of them. I don't want that anymore. That's probably why a user account user account won't start without these getting moved. So I do want to allow, okay, so users can only have one game plan, but if you buy a second team or another team or additional teams, you can have additional game plans. So you can tweak your one game plan, but it's associated with a team. But if you build up multiple game plans, they can actually go with all of your different teams. I think that's the plan. I think that's my current plan. I also thought about the ability to just purchase multiple game plans, but I don't know.
Hi.
Where are you off to?
To the educator group,
Maybe that's at another meeting? Another.
prayer group for educators.
Okay. Where's that at?
Canyon Hills.
Just at a school? Oh, right here?
The church, Canyon Hills. Isn't that what it's called?
Oh, where we are? Where we go to church? Oh, it's a teacher-related thing at the church?
Yeah, it's like a group for educators. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
I made you a salad. It's in the fridge.
Okay.
That's all.
Okay. Wait, so it starts at 5?
Yeah.
Okay. I am getting hungry. I probably should stop, go get some food, come back. So it's rebuilding my stores, or moving my team stuff for me. Hopefully it'll implement and everybody will work. There's some stuff that's not going to work. I know I'm going to be breaking stuff everywhere. I think, honestly, I don't think I'm going to be building this team, this team display yet. I've got teams built, I got league built, but I have to kind of, what do you call it, re-implement some stuff from all my 3 months of restructuring and organizations. Adding all these new features and stuff is now got me, I'm going to have to kind of untangle some of the mess I made. Or just re-implement, let's put it that way, not untangle it, re-implement some stuff using the new structures and stuff that I've built. All right, what do we got? What's happening here? Maintenance. I don't like any of this maintenance stuff here. I don't even know why all these things exist, to be honest. Alright, so now it's probably going to be wiping those out, I'd imagine. So if it fully moved, it's cleaning up. It's still got it. It's moved everything, it says. Now it's trying to clean them up. All the maintenance stuff is still here though. Update banned words function reference system lists. Yeah, so I have part of the structure I started to build is a database collection of lists that instead of being all these tables of lists, which is silly, I just decided to create a bunch of lists documents inside of a single lists collection. So they're just easier. Then I can find the one I want and look at them. Because a lot of them are just less than 100 items. Now, that's different from banned words, which is like a bajillion words. But again, it's no reason why it's not just a single document rather than being 1,000 documents. Right now, I've got like this banned list thing that is just this massive thing of words. And I'm like, why am I doing it that way? A single document that just has all the words that you have to reference is way better. At least I think so. I don't know. Maybe it's not as performant, but I just think it's silly to have a document for a bunch of individual values. Because that's just the way MongoDB is. It's like if it was SQL and you create a table and it's got items in it, it's a few rows, it's just single points of data. But if you do it in Mongo and you create a collection and you have every single row, as it would be, is a document. It's a whole nother file that's inside of the Mongo database. At least that's how I understand it. So it just seems, I don't know, like a lot of overhead. Rather than in the sense that now, like with SQL, I would rarely do a single line list where I wouldn't go like list and then just infinite fields. Because for one, I think your fields have, or your rows have a limited number of columns in SQL. So you can't have 10,000 rows or columns. Or I don't think you can. Maybe you can. I've never tried. It's an insane amount of columns. But in MongoDB, a document is basically just a document. It can be as long as you want. You can put 1,000 values inside of a document. It's not going to, they're just values. And having 1,000 words in a document is nothing, right? I mean, it's not nothing. It's just not that hard to read. Are we done? Okay, let's see what it did. For one. So I'm still seeing the maintenance functions. Okay. I still see the maintenance functions in the user. Maintenance service.go, maintenance _store.go. So it did kind of clean up my, it certainly cleaned up my store a little bit. It's going to be a lot smaller, a lot tidier. Because I'm going to have a lot of other user account functions in time. This is just simple because it's just enough to create the user account. But there's other user stuff that's going to happen. I just feel like I want all of my teams to be associated to a league. Or some kind of mode. How's my app so far? It's doing good, man. It's I've got, like I said, I've got all of my code I've got my source code that matches all of my data from Excel into my Python data that I pulled from the Python NFL database. They match together now, and now I have a full set of player stat data for my player pool. I created a function that then goes through and pulls all those stats in and generates their skills. I've got all the skill generators running now. So it's, I don't know, what was it, 20, 30, 40 of those? I don't know how many I got. Offense, defense, special teams, bunch of skill generators that go calculate all the players' skills for every skill. And then I have part of that automation process moves them into the player pool. The player pool is what the game will use to build all the leagues and all the teams. It also sets all of the player ratings. So there's a ratings generator that goes through, and it actually takes all those skills and scales them so that they can fit into the 56 to 99 range. So whenever you're looking at all your players, everybody's going to have some kind of a skill zone measurement. How good are they? I haven't decided how that's going to implement, if it's going to be a bar or if it's going to be just numbers. I hate numbers. I feel like some kind of a bar would be better. I don't know. Just numbers are fine if they're part of a visual, because a game to me shouldn't be just numbers everywhere, right? Numbers and words. A game should be something that feels more gamey, like there's color and shape and stuff, graph and just things that look more. And that's what I want to do. So anyway, I've got all that generating. I had to do some scraping to get all the games played ID right. So I did that. So I set up a scraper that goes out and goes to PFR and pulls all of the missing pulls the missing data points that I needed. So it maps those in. And then I created an automated league generator that takes all the stuff in the player pool, and I send it some parameters. How big a league do I want? What's the salary cap? And then I set up a types object that says these are all the players that we need. So then it goes through and reads through the player pool and literally will start generating, it drafts an entire league for however many teams you want. So if you want 8 teams, which is what I'm going to do for the starter league, it's going to be 8 teams. It goes out and literally drafts all the positions based on their salaries and whatever positions that they need. So it's you need these positions, go out, draft all these. So I got that automatically working. I've now got a couple of leagues that have generated, and it built those up nice. So now I'm cleaning up some of the stuff I've restructured in my application. It's the whole thing right now is just trying to make sure that all my user accounts and my auths, all those things are working now. Given my latest changes and updates to leagues and player skills and all that. Once I get all that kind of rewired and working again, I will then go back into Unity, which is what I've got running over here. And, oops, nope, wrong button. Go away, don't want to do that. It's right here. So then when you click start, what I'm going to do is have them select the team, that'll be a pretty easy one to do because it's just going to be all the team names and their logos. If I have logos, I don't have logos for everybody, but I think I did 8. So I might start with just 8 teams logos. Otherwise I have to go make logos for all of the teams, which I'm not. By the way, I've got 35 teams, not 32, because the way my game is set up, I've got 35 teams, not 32, because the way my game is set up is every faction is a character based on an anagram off of the team's city and name. Now, here's a question for you. Can you tell me why that results in me having 35 teams? I'm not going to tell you the answer. Let's see if you can guess. Let's see if you can guess why my teams built off of city and name for all of the teams in the NFL anagrams, and that results in different factions. Why do I have 35 teams? For one thing, right now I've only got 2009 data, but I will have data all the way up to 2025. And if you know the answer, chat it. But if not, I'll say it in a little while. Now I got a grand total of like 3 viewers right now. So so if you want to know, let's see if you can guess, but I'll wait a few minutes. For the couple of you might want to put in a guess as to why I have 35 teams and not 32 like the NFL, because of the way I'm doing my teams. Mitch, how's it going, man? Mitch Vibes. Do you know? Do you know why I have 35 teams instead of 32 using data from the NFL? With the plan to put in about 15 years worth of player data. Now remember, all of my teams are built off of anagrams of the city and name of the teams, because I can't use NFL teams and names. What are you building here? So, what are you up to, Mitch? What's your deal, man? Just coming by to say hi, or are you interested in a football game? By the way, if you think this is football soccer, it's not soccer. And when you say Mitch Vibes, are you saying you like to vibe code? Is that what you're saying, Mitch? Is that your user ID saying you vibe code? Mitch vibe codes. Or was Vibes your ID long before AI came around? Now, I am doing a little bit of vibe code, but in the essence of I very much control AI. Don't let it, I have to keep very close tabs on it. My app has gotten too complex. AI will mangle my entire app if I don't keep close tabs on it. So I give it very specific tasks now. Early on when I first created it, it was doing a lot more vibe coding, but I had to refactor so much crap. I felt, okay, it got to the point where it's no longer, I no longer trust it with the entire thing at once. AI's just not there. Still checking what? Redraw already? What's going on? Why are you? Oh, because it's working. It doesn't want to redraw while I'm working. Ugh. Did I lose you? Did I lose stuff? Oh, my frames have dropped to 0.2. The world is coming to an end, people. Ah! Everything's crashing. Why? Hold on. What is going on? My frames have dropped to less than 1. Holy moly. What is going on, man? Let's close this. 0.09. What the heck? Is that even a thing? My frames have dropped to 0.09. Ah! I don't even know how to fix that. What is going on? I don't even have that much stuff open. Hold on. I am a mess. Hold on. I'm gonna fix this. I'm gonna fix this. Killing. Hold on. All right, let's just stop this because things are bad right now. Trying to get my frames. I think my frames are coming back. Unity's a brute, man. I'm not doing stuff. What is this open? Kingdom Realm. I don't even have. What is that? Oh, what is this? Oh, this has been. Is that a windsurf? I think that's windsurf. Why do I have wind? Oh, that's probably taking up a ton of stuff. Android. Oh, Android Studio. Oh, I was trying to build an app. Okay. Phew. I thought, well, no. What is still running? What is killing me? All right. I got to close Unity for a minute. It is just totally bonking everything out. I will, trying to get my frames back up. All right, frames are coming back. All right, I'm back up to 50. I don't know what happened, man. I totally melted down. My computer was just totally lost it. I'm trying to show. Okay. So, how did I come up with this? You're talking about how I came up with my football game that I'm building? I assume that's what you're talking about. Well, because I like football, and I said I've been looking for a good simulator app, football game. I am building a football game, a football management game, a la front office football, 8, 9, whatever, or kind of a hybrid between that and what is the game? Big Win Football, which is now defunct, but I still have some issues with my everything is just crapping out. I'm gonna have to close this. Let's stop this. Oh yeah, everything is just melting down. Oh, it's still going. Dang it. Is it ready? Is it working now? Hopefully. Okay. So, I don't know if you've ever seen. All right, so front office. So, let's go here. So this is front office football. Now there's a couple of, let's see, front office football 9. So this guy did a demo on it. Oh, not this guy, but the guy who's doing this, old school sports, blah, blah, blah. All right, let's see if I can. I'm not going to show this whole view. I'm just going to try to see if I can find some view. All right, so this is front office football. Now, this has, look at all the tabs. This is what I'm talking about. Spreadsheet hell. It's got roster, staff, depth chart, strategy, scouting, schedule, history, year review, managed staff. There's a lot of good information there. But to me, presentation is a lot. Now, it's not that this is a bad, terrible looking app or anything. Now, what's interesting though, I don't know if they have an NFL license or what, but somehow they've actually got real team names in here. I don't know what they did to do that. I don't know if they're just like crossing their fingers and hoping they don't get in trouble, or if they actually got permission to do that. It's interesting. Like, see, look, this one goes into things like weather and metro areas, fan support map, and college report, and almanac. I mean, they got a lot of stuff. This is just like number hell, right? I mean, they're just like deer in the headlights. It's a lot of cool stuff. I mean, if you really like getting into the weeds of a football game. And I mean, but look, you see all these tabs, and then you go over here to this corner and you see all these tabs. All these are just more. You just got more of them, and they change. I think if you like go here, you can go to like other, like if you're on this screen, now you got a few of those, but you got a few others that popped up. And so they got a lot of stuff going on, and I'm not even sure how this helps with football, right? I mean, if you're controlling a football game, why? I get it. They want to give you some new features. I'm not sure how this. I mean, I guess if you start working with things like marketing, you want to put marketing into your game where you're trying to build up your team's popularity, get some extra money in, that kind of thing. I kind of sort of get it, but maybe after 9 versions of front office football, they just want to provide more because they've been doing this now for at least 9. It's front office football 9, and I don't think they've been coming out every year, but I think it's every couple of years. And I think the first version might have been like 2014 or 13 or something like that. So yeah, they've got a lot going on, but it's just, you go here, and then you have like, what is this? Philadelphia Eagles. So the names, okay, so the names of players, no, they have Jalen Hurts here. I don't know. Maybe they allow you to change names of players and stuff. I don't know how they do that because they've actually got real names in here. I don't know how they do that without getting in trouble. So, again, maybe because they have no likenesses. Maybe they're not showing any player faces. I don't see a lot of images in here at all. Yeah, they're just words. Maybe that's how they get away with it. There's no actual graphical representations of anything. And they don't use real logos of teams. What is this? Logo desaturated. Maybe you can add stuff. Oh yeah, you can put your own bitmaps up there. So maybe that's how they do it. People can change the names to whatever they want. But anyway, this is what I'm talking about. They have a lot of stuff. It's a little bit much. I said I want my game to be playable by people who maybe aren't like nerds, statistical nerds who want. I like a lot of data. I'm probably a statistical nerd. I like looking at a lot of junk. But to me, some of this is over the top. How does this stuff play into the game, right? I mean, what are they doing that's changing the game for all this stuff? Now, I have a lot of things. I have like run blocking, pass blocking. I have no idea what scheme acquisition is, and I don't know what that means. Endurance, I have conditioning in mind. Overall impression, I don't know what that means. I don't know if that's like scouting, what this is. But things like this, I mean, like vertical leap. Are they really calculating in the player's vertical leap into the game? Are they figuring out what a guy's seismic test and how that fits into the player's game when you're doing the simulation? Are they really building in? I mean, what is the micro pieces that all this stuff is doing for your game? Is it actually like when it's about to do a vertical, when it's about to do a catch, is it doing a vertical leap logic? Is it having the quarterback throw and his accuracy sometimes is high, low, medium? And then if the guy's vertical leap gives him a chance to catch the ball, I don't know. I mean, I could see kind of trying to build some of that in, but it's very odd. I mean, how do they even get this? They must be making that up, right? I mean, do they really have that information from anywhere? So the odds are they're just making all this stuff up, right? And maybe they build it into the game, but I'm trying to build my app off of real life player stats. So I import all my data from the NFL for a given season, and I build the player based on those stats. I have formulas and functionality that built up all the skills that I'm using in the game, and it's actually how everybody's functioning. Now, there's some amount of things that I can tweak and adjust if I can get other pieces of information, but I'm not going to try to figure out how bench press affects these guys. You know, I get it. There's probably some functionality there that might determine, okay, how strong is this guy? But what does bench press do? It makes you a better blocker, but what if you're a wide receiver? What is bench press doing for you? Maybe making it harder to tackle you after you catch the ball? Maybe. Does it? I mean, does bench press actually help make you harder to tackle? I don't know what bench press is going to do. What's the effect of what it's doing on most of these guys? Other than pushing people out of the way. I don't know what it's doing. Vertical leap, I can maybe see that if your vertical leap's higher than someone else's, you might have a better chance to catch, but you have to give a vertical leap value to every player. And again, then I'm making numbers up. And I don't really want to build made up numbers into the game. I don't want to make up stuff and then have everything have an effect. I want to have the players, everything comes from actual performance in the NFL. Now, yes, after the first season, things kind of start to tweak and the game can kind of redirect them a little bit because now you're working with, how they performed last year, and you've got to start, and it's performance within the league. And so everything kind of starts to tweak. But again, it's built off of the performance. And maybe there's some little things I have to build in there. I have to go ahead and make up things like maybe how a guy is affected by morale or their attitude or whatever. I may have to do some of that stuff just to add a little bit more interest to it, more fun. How's this guy gonna behave? I don't know. I would love to be able to do something like a researchy kind of thing where I go out and find it, but I can't do that for 1,900 players every freaking year for 15 seasons. That'd take me forever. It'd take me all that time to try to find out anything about most of the players. It'd be like nothing you could determine, right? Because you don't know anything about any of these guys. So it's made up stats. And I don't know. I want to minimize the stuff that's made up. I can do a lot to deduce how people are, what their skills and abilities are, and then have training and coaching and various drills and things like that might tweak some of those abilities and skills. But I don't think I want to have this junk, because then my game becomes too made up. I guess that's just my...
I'm really looking to digging into this new version, and fans, I'll figure out whether it really has a significant impact on the finances or not.
And I want to be able to put things like, the finances, but there's just so many buttons and stuff. I feel like I can make it simpler, and that's my goal. Plus, I want a real sim. I really do. I want a real sim where you see players running on the field, where you have your favorite guy and you see him going out for a pass and you're going, hey, there goes Joe Nix and he's going to catch the ball. Go, Joe. And you see him catch the ball. I mean, not lines going back and forth on the field or just a football moving up and down or ... dots or whatever the heck that these games do. This one, I think it showed somewhere on here a game. I saw somebody playing one of these. Did he run a game? I kind of saw. Oh, he's got this. I mean, these games have so much
This
junk.
isn't just a wallet, it's a rare find. There's something different about owning something almost
Blah, blah,
nobody
blah,
else
blah.
has. That's why when Ridge dropped their
How many people watch this? 150. Oh, wait, there we go. Okay.
To create different play.
Okay, so you can see it has a lot of plays. I'm going to have a lot of plays in mine too. But this is not how the game plays. But see all these, look at how many pages there is. Oh, God. I have playbook in mine too. And I have things like your whole game plan. The game plan's the fun part. A lot of stuff, cool stuff in that. I don't know how this one does it, but it's not graphical at all. I mean, I just feel like, ugh. Okay, so you have this play. But mine actually has the plays on the side. You get to select their cards. I'm using them like cards. And then you can, filter by formation. And eventually there may be a lot. Now this game looks like it has 200 plays. Total plays. You can only have 200. Did you know some teams have upwards of 500 plays in their playbook? I didn't know that. It's insane. It's like, why would you have so many plays? They're not, no, they don't run them all. Obviously, they have the plays that they work with, but they have a playbook that's just got an insane number of plays. So I didn't even realize it was, I mean, how many different plays can there actually be? I mean, really, how different? I mean, are some of those just inverted plays? Just flip them over, left and right versions. I don't know. That just seems like a lot of plays. But I'm going to put a bunch in there. I'm going to create a bunch. I will have, so they build all these plays in. They even have like what kind of air Coryell. Wow. I guess. I don't know how is Air Coryell different from West Coast? West Coast offense has always been known to be a fast-paced throwing type of offense, and I thought Air Coryell was kind of the same thing. But anyway, it's going to be interesting to see because I built my game to have every player gets an assignment in here, and they perform certain stats and logic at every point in the play. So I don't know how it's going to play out, but it'll be fun to see once I start doing it and just seeing what happens. And for all of my football knowledge, which is mostly as a fan, and I played football at every single age group in my life. I played in Pee Wee, I played in junior high, I played in high school. I didn't play every year during that time. I played 1 year in elementary, 1 year in junior high, 1 year in high school, 1 year in semi-pro, and several years in flag football, adult flag football. Semi-pro, I played semi-pro 1 year. It was mostly just, I went through an entire camp of semi-pro, and I never really got a chance to play in a game. But it was fun to go through the camp. It wasn't like, we used to have a semi-pro league around here and it was like 2 or 3 weeks of, trying to make the team basically. And it was fun. I felt like I was pretty close because I made it past a couple of cuts. I wasn't the first one told to go home, but I was like at the end, they finally go, well, we're only taking these guys. And so I wasn't one of the final guys they took, but it was pretty cool. I was trying out for, I forgot, was I going wide receiver or CB? I liked playing CB. I played CB mostly when I played flag football. You play both sides when you play flag football, but I really just enjoy playing CB. I played quarterback too. Quarterback, I was better at quarterback than I thought I was. I said, I'm going to try it because our team was not good. So I'm saying, let me try it. So I tried it. And I was quarterback for the most of the season. That was pretty fun. But anyway, neither here nor there. For all I know about football, I really don't know how some plays work in comparison to others. It's like, why is this type of defense better against this kind of play? And why is this type of defense? Because I look at them and I just see guys in the field going, why can't they do the same thing? I mean, the idea is just to have guys on the field that cover every spot, right? I mean, your goal is to try to make sure you've got enough coverage that no matter what's happening on the field. I just think some plays are just more well-rounded than others. If you have everybody blitz, okay, that's really bad for, coverage. If you have one guy blitz on occasion, then you're going to probably have a hole somewhere. But if you're going for like coverage only, I guess that's better for. I mean, I understand if you're only going coverage and everybody's worried about just covering the receivers, but you usually have a few guys that take care of the running backs and the tight ends. And if they run instead of pass, well, you got those guys to cover that, right? Now, granted, you don't have the rest of your guys coming in to cover. So, okay, I get some of the logic, but I'm just saying it just seems like some things I don't fully grasp the best scenarios. Like, all right, I feel like a 3-4 and a 4-3 can pretty much do the same thing on defense. I mean, in a lot of ways, you're just how you position your linebackers or your linemen. And honestly, I feel like if you're playing with more linebackers, you're better off because they can both cover and rush. Too many linemen might be good against a short run, but those guys are bigger, a little bit slower sometimes, except your edge rushers maybe. And I feel like they're not as versatile. Versatile? Whatever. So anyway, I'll create a bunch of plays. I don't know what the names of all these plays. You can see that they weren't very good at coming up with names either. I don't know if this guy just created these plays himself. I mean, pass YXZAR13737. What the frick is that? That's not a very I'm not I think they're kind of like me. I was struggling to come up with a good naming convention for my plays. I want to come up with a good naming convention so that things make sense to the user, so they can look at a thing and kind of go, oh, okay, this is what it is. So I want to give it decent names. I probably will only have maybe 100 plays at first, and I'll just keep releasing new ones. I won't have a ton of plays at first. This says 200 plays. I don't know if that's 200 in the game or just 200 allowed for this player. For each user. So you can either get rid of some or add some.
If you want for your team. So a ton of customizability here. This is admittedly, as those of you who have watched me play previous games know, an area that I haven't spent as much time with in the long time I have spent on front office football, simply because
I am curious. Are there a lot of front office football reviews? Let's see what I got here. Let's see what they Gatorade, no, what was that? Front Office Football 9. It's a playthrough. Front Office Football 9, New York Giants playthrough. A lot of individuals. Let's look at a little tiny thing here.
What's up, guys? Snack here. If you are into sports management sims, I implore you to try Front Office Football. This is one of the OG sports management sims and probably the best American football sports management sim on the market and of all time. This is a game series that has spanned 20 plus years.
20
no
years.
other sim is as in-depth and nuanced. You are able to control every little detail of the organization. If you want to learn more about this game, check out my channel. I have a couple playthroughs. Some of the OGs of the community would say that Front Office Football 7 is the best. Some would say that 8 is the best. 9 is $30 on Steam. 8 is $20 on Steam. And 7 is $15 on Steam right now. I'm sure there are times where you might be able to get some sales, but I think it's worth paying for the full version. And let me know what you think in the comments. What's up, guys?
I don't know. I don't want to pay for any of these games because my game's going to be out not soon, but I mean, I'm going to do it, and I don't want to get too what do you call it? I don't want to be influenced by other people's games. I want to build what I'm building. And my game is totally different in a lot of ways. For one, I will have actual player visuals. I don't know why they don't have player visuals. What the heck is the deal with no player visuals? Even if it's just fake people. I mean, gosh, put some kind of imagery in there, man. What is your deal, people? I don't understand. See, they have this image. That image is not real. That's not a thing. That's not even part of the game. They just show some random football game going on. That's a 54-minute review. Is this the one I just watched?
Here's how I turned $600 into total family coordination.
Blah, 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 blah.
I wasn't really convinced the Skylight calendar would be able to.
welcome back to Old School Sports.
It looks like the same one. Yeah.
Series was 3 for 3. I could have tweaked.
So anyway, tell me, what if you ever play football management stuff, and you played this one maybe, or any other one, what, I don't know, what do you see? I mean, it's just a lot. I don't like this spreadsheet views. I don't know. It just, and maybe it's just me. Maybe everybody else out there who likes those games is just like, give me a spreadsheet view any day. Don't show me graphically. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe I'm barking up the wrong tree. I'm going with this visual approach, and maybe people are gonna go, oh, this is such a pain. I don't like it. Just show me stats lists. I hope that's not what happens, but it could be. So they, oh, I think I saw this, guys. Let's see what he does here. Blah, 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 blah. It's just, ugh. All right, here.
And now we're into.
Okay, so this is the sim. This is front office football simulation. All right, so right here shows up the plays. This is where they put the plays. This is their football game. This little green space at the top, that's the football game. You don't see any players move. They have, look at their scoreboard. They put no effort into the scoreboard. Look at it. It's just like, it looks like my scoreboard I did on my my React. Go look at one of my early React scoreboards from November last year. Go look at one of my streams I did of the one I built. Was better than this. This is 9 versions in, and this is what their scoreboard looks like. It's, well, the logos is fine, but what, I don't even know what the heck are these things? Is that the score? Oh no. Yeah, maybe that's the score. First quarter. Yeah, the game hasn't started yet. It's just it's ugly. It's ugly. That's all I got to say. It's a white banner on the top with, I mean, really, they went all, their entire thing is just numbers and how to move numbers and pages of numbers and a couple of graphical plays. Like, okay, let's see if they show some plays. Okay, so here's what their play looks like. I don't even know what to expect to see on here. They do have a lot of numbers. They put all of how your stats are, how's your team doing stat-wise, blah, blah, blah. And then it's a lot of words. These are the play-by-plays, right? And as far as I know, I don't believe there's any audio with this play-by-play. What's happening here is this, as the game is playing, depending on the speed you have it playing, you can call your own play, so you can pause it and call whatever play you want. My game will allow you to play, call your own plays. But it's going to be kind of like this. I don't know how fast I'm going to allow the sim, but basically what happens is if you're watching this, the text just goes, and you can't read it. You can't read it. It's just it just goes. Let's see if he plays this at all. So then when you get a long text, now see the play ends and bam, it's gone. So unless you read that really quick, it's bam, it's gone. You didn't see everything that happened. So it does kind of explain, easy to do, right? But it's who wants to read a football game? If you can't do it audibly, do it visually. But visually takes work, and they didn't want to go with work. This is a game done by people like me who didn't even want to try with their graphics. And I say like me, somebody who's not graphically inclined, who doesn't feel like they're graphically capable. But I'm going to do it anyway because I'm not going to do a crap game visually just because I'm too lazy to try. I'm going to put it in. It's going to exist. It's going to be like I want it. Will it be beautiful? Maybe not right away. Maybe I'll have to get some help in the future and make it prettier, get some expert help, but I'll get it to work and do what I want. And it's going to look way better than this stuff. And, but these guys obviously know their numbers. They like to throw numbers at it. They do a lot of stuff at it, and people like that. So I'm not knocking that some people like this stuff. What I am knocking is that, come on, man, this scoreboard is, you're 9 versions in. What they say, 15 versions of this game, and this is your scoreboard after 15 years? This is what you'd see if it was a 1990s game. This is a scoreboard, what I did in like 5 minutes in React. Just throw stuff up on the screen. I don't know, man. Come on. Put a little effort into your graphics. Anyway, it makes me sad. Okay, we'll go on. Let's see what else they do here.
Game is really great. Your
And he goes, "This game is really great."
warm at the coffee shop. But as soon as you step outside, you're left.
If you do need to go examine your lineup, you can see, yep, examine the lineup here, click on that, and say, you know what, I really need to get somebody else in for my running back. I really want to try out Chris Evans in this.
Okay, so that's interesting. Being able to change your stuff, change your players in game. So if you're coaching, being able to swap out players is kind of cool. One of the functionalities I'm trying to build into mine is I want my game plan to allow you to design plays with specific players in mind. So like if a play has, if you want to have a specific play where you have your second running back in, you want to have him get some play time. You know, maybe have some special features in the game plan where you can say, do this, do this. This way the sim can do this stuff for you. You don't have to necessarily go in. If a guy's struggling, maybe his morale is down, or his, what I call it, momentum is down, or whatever, which can happen if a player is not performing well. You might want to put someone else in for a while. Maybe a guy's just having a bad game and you want to put someone, and maybe that's an idea I might build into my game plan that says, you know, if morale drops below X, put in so-and-so, maybe for different kinds of players. Maybe you can have different players have an assignment that says, if this happens, do this. You know, I want to build that stuff in, but I want the sim. I want you to be able to watch this game as a manager and expect the game to run like you'd want if you were a coach. But the game should be able to run on its own without you having to micromanage. If you want to play as a coach and you don't want to do all that stuff, and maybe something like this, but I don't know how robust my coaching ability will be early on. But I do like the concept of being able to tweak players, just swap them in, swap them out. I already have set up that in my designs that when guys' fatigue level gets up to a certain point, they go out to let someone else in. But I haven't really set it up where, you know, morale is going to be a thing. But I think that's good. In other words, performance is down. My thought is it can snowball. The idea is that the game might snowball on you. You know, players just kind of get into a rut and they just kind of like, they're throwing interceptions or they're dropping footballs or they can't break a tackle, whatever it is. Things just start going downhill. My game is going to reflect that. I've already got designs in there that say, okay, well, if this is happening, things can kind of go both ways. If you're succeeding, you have a chance to succeed more. If you're failing, you have chances to fail more, because it depends on that person's, this is where like mental toughness and other kinds of things go in, and where their potential is, how does that player adjust will have some effect on the game. So anyway, that's where I went. I went off the rails. Sorry, I took you on a tour of someone else's game, but how my game is going to be different, not just in graphics, but in general data and functionality, what I'm going to be doing to try to make it. I do like some of this. This is kind of cool. I don't know that I'll have that in the first run. I mean, this is 15 years of development, right? I don't have that much time. See, arrow, jump. Nobody ran across the field. It's so tiny.
Get the game called all the plays and zip through, and you can see it's going quick. All the stats are accruing. You can see the status of the players and how they're doing. So some are good, some are not. And this will change whether your defense is on or your offense is on, which is really nice.
Yeah. Okay. Here's another thing, and this may be unpopular. I hope it's not. I don't like the idea of a game running this fast. There's no tension, no, I mean, I guess a little bit, you know, if the game's just zipping through, but That's why I want to put players on the field so you can watch the game. If you can ever watch a video of Big Win football, there's probably some on YouTube here. That's how I want my game to run. I don't know if it's going to run at that. It might be a lot slower than that because Big Win football kind of cheats in that the clock runs way faster than the clock runs. But the players just do their thing, go back, and it looks like they're running all the plays. But in fact, you're probably only getting maybe half the plays of an actual game because it runs so fast. But it is kind of interesting the way they do it. I like that concept. I don't know if I'm going to implement it the same way. So it may actually take twice as long for my games to run. So yeah, instead of being a 15-minute game or a 5-minute game, or in this case, you could probably get it done in, if you're running this at fastest.
So it's going really, really quick. We're in the second quarter. You can stop at any time. You can start calling plays again if you want.
So
you can see that all
it's
the
still
play,
okay. So third
articles
quarter.
so it's
So yeah, it could probably, it looks like this will probably run in less than 5 minutes.
giving you just a real glance at the field to know. We move the ball down the field.
Whoever C is that Cleveland? Whooping on Green Bay? But yeah, I obviously I have strong opinions, and that's why I'm building my own game. I feel like they can be better. It can be done better, or at least, is it better? It's better for me and the people who have my interest in football. I like the game because I like watching the game. This is not watching a game of football. This is numbers flashing across the screen and plays flashing across. But there's no players. If that's what you like, and you like just seeing numbers change and that's your thing, then front office football's for you. I'm going to have stats on my screen. You're going to be able to do some stuff with stats, but that's not what my game is about. My game is going to be about building your team and watching them perform. And yeah, it's not going to be graphically awesome like Madden, where guys are just diving and doing amazing things on the field. I wish I could say it would be, but more it's going to be guys on the field, breaking tackles, making catches, hopefully realistically having results of actual gameplay. So I'm really working hard on the mathematics of realistic results, not only in the success of catches for better players and worse players, and running and tackle breaking and interceptions and kicks and field goals and all that stuff, realistically working according to how the world really works. I've got all this logic in there that's designed to try to build realistic results off of realistic play calls and realistic happenings within the game. And that's my concept. That's my goal, to have it and have your guys on the field look entertaining enough. I mean, that they're doing their thing, and when stuff happens, it makes sense. You're not going to get weird. I mean, I'm not building a game that's going to have one of those things where you have like a tackle that happened 5 yards away and the guy lands a yard before your guy and he goes down. None of that stuff. It's going to look, guys will hit people, they'll go down, but it isn't going to, I don't have a ton of animations built into it. I don't have any animations built yet, but I mean, the end result of the first build or the first release is probably just going to be guys on the field running, and you're going to have your basic tackles. I'm going to try to build some animations in. If there's any cool ways I can get that in, if I can get lucky and get some help on building animations, I'll have more. The goal is to have just some nice looking models that just play the game for you, and maybe I'll have some call outs as to who the players are on the field. You get to see them get the ball and run, and you don't need to see all this weird text, which is no fun. I don't want to read a football game. The only time I listen to, I'd rather listen to a football game than read one. So if I can't watch the guys running on the field, I'd rather listen to the game than, and the thing is, I hope there's some way I can figure out how to get some kind of commentatorism, commentating. I know there's a word there I'm missing, but if there's some kind of form of that I can put into the game, great. I haven't figured that out because what I really need to figure out is my game. The gateway. I have some logic in my game. It's going to make it possible to make it well stated, but I don't know how to implement good computer generated commentating. I don't know. And I might play with it, but I think in the end, it's probably limited. In the first version, who knows? Maybe I'll do more. It'll get better. But in the first release, I just wanted to be kind of a nice looking game that has all the basic stats and gives you a lot of control. Maybe not stupid levels of control, but a lot of control. And just enough to have fun. More than Retro Bowl, which gives you, 8 players you get to build, and you can maybe... It's very pay to winny. Maybe you can do some stuff with players, but it's very little, tiny bits of stuff. But Retro Bowl's fun, but it's very minimal what you can do. There's no game plan or plays or anything that you work on. You basically control the guy, and it's 2 kinds of actions: run and pass. And it's kind of interesting. Actually, Super Tiny Football does the same thing, same kind of controls. I'm talking about Android versions of football games. But again, I hope to mimic something similar in aesthetic. My graphics will be different. I have a different thematic idea for my game. It's fantasy, but the aesthetic feel of how the players move on the field and how smoothly they run is going to be a la Big Win Football. And I know a lot of you have seen that before because you've been here viewing me. Of my 5 to 6 average viewers who come around regularly, you've heard all this before. Anybody else wants to know?
That's great too. Looks like this is a good game for the...
Oh, it's Cincinnati, not Cleveland.
This is actually exhibition week. Sorry about that. But, so there we are.
30-16. Very good. All right, till next time. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to go eat some food. I will be back shortly because I got more more work to do. I actually got to see if this thing actually finished its job. Is this thing still broken? What the heck, man? Oh, I think it finished finally. All right. All right, so that's cleaned. Hopefully, can we run user account now? Will user account run? Let's stop this. Then we'll go to new terminal or get bash. That doesn't look ready to run. Well, the tests are broken, but that's okay because they're probably looking at those objects I just removed. They're probably, why do I have tests on maintenance objects? I don't know. Probably because I told it to put tests for all my files. There is still a problem here. Yeah, I'm going to take a break. I'm going to reboot my OS and stuff. So till next time. Thanks for stopping by, everybody. Mitch Vibes, thanks for becoming a viewer. And if you followed, even better, subscribed. Everybody else, Karama, good to see you again. You too, Nintendo. I hadn't seen you in a long time. Thanks for stopping by. I will be back, of course, as always. I hope you are all having a good